Good evening. Welcome to Justice Investigations. I am your host, Al Scott. Dan Hudson, I love you big time. Thank you so much. You are number one tonight. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. It has been a somewhat busy day, news-wise. In a little bit, we're going to get into the Gabby Petito case. Go a little bit deeper than we did on last night, but a couple of things that we want to address before we go there tonight. Yesterday, I received a call, and I'm going to play that call for you here shortly. Lisa Robinson, good evening to you. Love you big time. My voice goes in and out. And it's a story we spoke about on last night, a call I received. A little after lunch yesterday, a lady called. I was on the phone, couldn't take the call, but we knew someone had called. So when we went to go and check the message, it was she was angry. Her emotions so strong about what she was speaking on, you could literally feel the energy through the phone. It may have been a minute or less. She said what she had to say, and then she hung up. She didn't cuss. Again, she was upset, but everything was indecent and in order. When she said why she was calling, after I finished listening, I immediately went to go and verify what she said. We verified it. She didn't lie. I didn't know about it. After that, we did a little more digging, and we sent a post out on what she was speaking on. Maddie Williams, good evening to you. Love you big time. And before we sent the post out on yesterday, I tried to make contact with her. No one answered. We left a message. Now, because of the tone of her voice, I knew she was an older lady, and so I'm thinking, well, I need to speak with her before airtime. And so I called her back again. This time, Miss Renfrew, good evening. Love you big time. Thank you so much for joining us, but you're late. And so I called her back. I'm going to let you hear what she said, and then we'll go from there. I'll play this call, her recording here. It was a minute and 12 seconds to be exact. And I think I have everything turned up so you all can hear it clearly. Mr. Scott, I read your column a great deal. It's very seldom common. But I am somewhat concerned about the story about the white girl that disappeared and looking for her boyfriend. Yeah, I hope they find him. Everything she said was the gospel. Everything she said was the gospel. Now, the reason that Mr. Scott hadn't done a story on Ashley Guillory, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about this young black lady missing from out of Houston, Texas. So that's why we didn't do anything about it. But this morning, as we was reading news stories and looking at what was trending, more people of color were calling media outlets basically saying the same thing that this lady called me and said. Some of you may have seen this on the internet. They were pissed that people of color don't ever get this kind of attention. I mean, this is probably going worldwide now. So there are many reasons why this happens often. I mean, often. Miss Knight, good evening to you. Love you big time. Now, the reasons, it's not an excuse, but the reasons. Number one, black media. A lot of us, we don't get the support that we need from Black America. They will come on the Injustice page and other YouTubers and other people that like Blog Talk Radio, and when that host, that journalist, is speaking on an issue, the first thing someone of color says, well, that ain't what I heard on CNN. That wasn't on the news. That ain't what I heard on 12. So basically what they're saying is the black man's mouth don't mean nothing. I can't believe what he said until I go to CNN. And if CNN is reporting on and they say the same thing, okay, we're fine. But let me ask you this, because that's super stupid to look at that way. That's where it happens. How in the hell do you know CNN is telling you the gospel? You don't. You're programmed to believe white mainstream media. And you question anything we do or bring to the table. We have the same credentials they do, but you won't support us. You rather go support white media. And they've been brainwashing you for decades and centuries. Just, I mean, they got you down pat. If you don't watch, listen to mainstream media, you haven't heard the truth. You haven't heard the truth. And they're sad that it's like that. And when we get, when I call them a, when we get a wonderful black network to deal with black issues, well, eventually they sell out to the white man. And so now we're back to where we started at. This channel, I can't speak for nobody else, but this channel is not a black channel. I said that from day one. I had to correct someone about that the other night on the phone when they were telling me, we shouldn't be worried about white folks. So let the folks don't do that. No. That's not the way we're going to do this here. And injustice is an injustice. It doesn't matter who's dog, who's light, who's gay, who's straight, who's bi. It doesn't matter. An injustice is an injustice. But when you tell me to my face over the phone that we shouldn't worry about white folks, well, I know one thing, that this is something that we just can't do, not you and I, because I do. Everybody needs help every now and then. What you're saying about white folks is what white folks say about us every damn day. So you're repeating what you've learned. It doesn't matter the race. We report on all cases. So I spoke with him, and when I told her who I was, she went, and she kind of laughed. Then I laughed. It was a wonderful conversation. It was a wonderful conversation. When and I put this out earlier pertaining to R.Kelly, but it's fitting for now. When somebody trusts you, when somebody has faith in you, when somebody believes in you and what you're doing, you should never ever let them down. Never let them down. And so when we receive those calls to me stops everything that we're doing. I need to speak to this person. I need to speak to this person. We had a wonderful conversation. The young lady, Ashley Giller, that's missing, used to work for the young lady that called. Hopefully, the husband may call into the show soon. We're going to be, splitting the screen there. She said she had just left from with Curtis, and he was just tore up. And I can believe that because as he was speaking to the media, I had to stop and get myself together and come back and listen. And he said that I'm not going to rest until my wife come home. I'm not going to rest until she come home. And I can see the bags up on his eyes. I know what I mean. I know what I mean. And he just broke down and started crying. He said, which was real sad, tomorrow is her birthday. And if you've been following the case, you know that her birthday came and went. And she wasn't there to celebrate it. And as of this day, Ashley Gilroy has not been found. Now, we're going to get to R.Kelly a little later, okay? I'm going to just give you a breakdown of the two posts that we put up on yesterday. The first post went up about a white woman named Gabby Petito, who had went missing. That post was put up yesterday. After that post went up, the call came in. We put the story of Ashley Guillory on our Injustice Facebook page. Here's the breakdown. Gabby Petito post received over 54 comments. It was shared over 127 times. It has now been seen by over 24,000 people. Ashley Gillory story went up yesterday as well. It has reached 913 people. 9 shares, 0 comments. Now that right there, that should anger all of us. Good evening, West. Thanks for tuning in. That should trouble all of us. I know I have more Black people on my page than any other race. I know that. And so when y'all saw this sister, you all should have paid your respects to that Black woman, just like you paid your respects to Gabby Petito. But you didn't. We can't make you share. We can beg you to share, and we put on there. When I have to put please share, I shouldn't have to do that. You should automatically share it. But even when we put those words, please share, you don't. Everybody is somebody's child. This woman, Ashley, has a husband and she had 3 children. 3 children. Do we not love our own selves? Do we not give a damn about the welfare of our own people? Some of us, we don't. We don't give a damn until it knocks on our door. That has really disappointed me when I went and checked the stats about 20 minutes before R.Kelly. And that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Now, maybe it would make some sense if the majority of my listeners and readers were white, but they're not. So why we're not sharing that? Nobody's talking about it. When you don't share, when we don't discuss it, it immediately goes cold, just like that. But when law enforcement and the powers that be hear your voice and realize that you're going to be a problem, they call on extra help. Everybody come. Law officers from other counties, y'all come. U.S. Marshals, y'all come. CNN, y'all come. Bring the drones, the helicopters, the dogs. Come on. And y'all do it. And y'all do it. Always love yourself first. Welcome. I like that. We were taught by Willie Lynch to hate us being ourselves. When you get blacks to distrust blacks, well, how do we do that, Willie Lynch? Well, you're going to put fat against skinny, dark against light, smart against dumb. And if there's any resolution to come from what's going on, they cannot go to their own people. They have to come to the white man, whom they so dearly trust and love. No disrespect to any light-skinned woman that's on this feed tonight, but I'm not putting all y'all in the same cup. This is just an example. Let's go back to the house parties. We don't have them anymore. But when we would have them, and you have a lot of dark-skinned women there, when a light-skinned girl walks in, she automatically thinks she's the shit. I'm light-skinned. They're going to look at me. They don't want that dog. And then we were told that, oh, your hair knackered. When the baby come out now, hair like Sammy Davis, he's got some good hair too. So I ask you a question, what the hell is good hair and what the hell is bad hair? You see where I'm going with this? You've been programmed to be against your own race. You've been programmed not to like you until you are somewhat white. So how do we do that? We go to Dollar Mania. And we buy that long horse hair. She just as black as a damn raisin. That blonde has almost sun, and it goes down to the back of her ankle. And her head's heavy, because you can tell by where her head's heavy. And even if there's no wind or whatever, she'll do it. We're trying to fit in where we don't fit in. You ought to be like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, and me, if I may say so, wasn't born to fit in. Michael Jackson never copied off anybody. He did his own thing. And he was extremely successful with it. It's time to come back to black. It's time. I don't care what you put on your hair, what outfit you put on. I don't care about your bank account. And President Obama can attest to this. That don't mean a damn thing. That don't mean a damn thing. At the end of the day, they may not say it to your face, but at the end of the day, I can't stand that nigga Barack. Well, I can't take a picture. I can't stand that nigga. You don't think they sit at home and saying, honey, the Negroes are fighting again. No, they call us the way they say it. Good evening, Patricia. Thank you for joining us. And I have to say all this tonight to get you to understand that we are just as important as that white woman. We are just as important of any white species on planet Earth. If they continue to see that you don't give a damn about yourself, I promise you this, and I may die in my sleep tonight. Mistreatment and killing of unarmed blacks will continue. If somebody don't get it together with sales, if somebody don't find Karen and deem it, slap the shit out of Karen, Karen will continue to grow. Yes, you are. Louise Rawls, she said, no, she's got to lay again. I'm working it out. Okay, yeah. All right. Glad you're here. Mr. Rich, good evening to you. Always a pleasure to see you as well. Do you know how many Michael Browns, George Floyd's, Emmett Till, George Steeney? He was the youngest black person in this country to be executed for a crime that he didn't commit. I always love yourself. I'm trying to. I see my numbers are dropping because they don't want to hear this. You know, even in the Bible, you had some of the children telling the prophets, no, prophesy unto us good things. Make us feel good. Tell us lies. Tell us lies. Don't tell us the truth. And you've been lied to so damn much, that's okay with you. And some of you, you wouldn't know truth if it laid in your lap by now. But if you ever want any race besides your own to respect you, you have to first respect yourself. People greet you the way they see you. They do. They greet you the way they see you. You have an individual that's in the courtroom, criminal charges. If the family don't show up and friends don't show up, that individual will be lost in the system. But when you show up, even when you're quiet, you're showing up saying, that's mine. Now, if they did wrong, do what you make. But that's mine, and I'm here to make sure that you do what the law said you should do. And don't cross that line in the sand. Black Lives Matter. That's a bunch of bullshit. If Black Lives Matter, why are Black lives continuing to execute Black lives? Now you got to believe that shit. Now you got to live that shit before you can get any other race to accept that shit. My mama said up until the time she died, she said, boy, mouth will say anything. A mouth will say anything. Black Lives Matter. Really? You can't prove it. You can't prove it by me. But since they know that we don't give a damn about each other, that's just a hashtag to them. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Who gives a fuck? So maybe it's time for the board members of Black Lives Matter to have a board meeting with blacks. Not niggas, blacks. I'm trying, Ruth, I'm trying. See, we have niggas and we have black people. Write that down. We have niggas and we have black people. For instance, black people don't endorse Candace Owens. Black people don't endorse, Clarence Thomas. We don't. And we never will endorse niggas. And just for the record, a nigger don't have no rights. None. So if it sounds like I'm upset tonight, really I am. I'm upset about the stats I just gave you from those two polls. Yes, Gabby's lives matter. But Ashley's don't. There's so many of those names that I called that have already been killed that you and I would never ever know about because they didn't get the media attention that it deserved. They didn't. They didn't. It's sad when you won't do a damn thing about social issues until something interrupts your family and now you're on a campaign. Proactive is always better, if you ask me. White women, when they go missing, black women, when they go missing, you have two different things. They would work extremely hard to find that white woman. That black woman, let her son do it. He know where she hang out at. So, we can talk unity all day. That don't mean a damn thing. As we tell the pastors, if you're going to preach it, you ought to live it. If you're going to preach it, you ought to live it. You don't have to go on my page. Ashley Gilroy's story, it's on the internet. You don't have to come to my page. I'm begging you to get that woman's story out. Don't ever look down on your own while you build up another race that don't give a damn about you taking another breath on planet Earth. We can't do it by ourselves. We can't. We don't have that kind of power. As you know, the coroner has positively identified the body that remains that was found the other day of those of missing Gabby Patillo. Good evening, Shamika. Thank you so much. The coroner said the cause of death was homicide. Now, and I've stolen this phrase from a young lady that was on my Facebook page. I still don't know her name because she said it first. And I thought about what she said. I said, she did. She did. She said, he's not missing. He running. Powerful words. She nailed it. She killed it. And that's what I put out today. I put out, there's a difference between missing and running. Why do we run? We don't want to be caught. It's appalling when you hear FBI agents and other law enforcement say, we don't have the necessary tools. What? You the FB to the I. Where the field is so, it's like finding, it's like for a needle in a haystack. Well, you better get to looking for the fucking needle. Do y'all want him to keep going? and not face justice because he killed her. He killed her. Heaven backing me up. He killed her. And the police, since y'all got a different story every day, we ain't gonna look today. We'll go ahead and look. The police has to take some of the blame for this because, in my opinion, they did not handle that situation correctly when a male called and said he saw a man slap a woman. That man was blind. That woman was gagged. There were scratches on her. She was red. She was shaking like a leaf on a tree. Oh, I hear him. We do this every day. But he wouldn't let me in the car. Y'all was supposed to separate them. You see her when she's sitting in that car. Here's what she's telling you. First of all, she's not telling you the truth. She is telling you a lie. And she hopes you don't pick up on it. But why is she lying to the police? Because if she tells them what's really going on and they don't do nothing to him, or if he do go to jail and get out, her ass is grass. She know what time it is. She know what time it is when she get back in that van with that maniac. But you ought to be body language tells me more about you than what you're trying to get me to believe from the words that are coming out of your mouth. Your body language. You're supposed to, you see blood? Turn around. Look, y'all just separate for the night. Okay. That was handled wrong. The excuses you keep giving about not knowing where he's at, not having the right equipment, is a damn lie. But for the sake of an argument, the FBI wants to ask the military to lend you some of what they have. So they go in the desert a lot. They'll do it. They sign people, I promise to bring you back. They're going to do it. They'll do it. They're going to do it. Shamika Jones said his body language was all in the videos they made together, without a doubt. That was a death waiting to happen. Woo! Miss Patricia about to shut the show down. She says, if he was black, he would be a massive man hurt. Go on, wait a minute. He would already be in jail. That's what the cop said to Brian. Now, what you said? It should have been a female cop out there too. So the other cop, take Gabby over there and tell me now. I'm here. I'm the law. He can't fuck with you now. If he look at you wrong, I'm gonna lock his ass up. Tell me what's going on. They didn't do that. Why? They didn't give a damn. There's no excuse. There is no defense for absolute wrong. CME says she was terrified. You just preached. She was terrified. She was shaking. You saw when she laid against the van? She's about to pass out. A friend of mine named Melissa did a split of to show you how she really looked in the truck and when they were speaking with her, because it looks as if they was trying to downplay the seriousness of her illness. I mean, what was going on? They're trying to downplay it. Her injuries was not that bad. And she said she was okay. I'll fight it. I'll do this. And we were doing about it. I believe that Brian has went somewhere and committed suicide. If he did not commit suicide or is not contemplating suicide, I promise you this, his parents know exactly where he's at. They do. But if the cops had acted accordingly, I wouldn't be saying Gabby's name on the edge. Some child says, yes, indeed, it's all right. Brian is getting some help from someone. They cannot find him. What's up with that? Several people have said that. And she also went on to say that the cops turned a blind eye. And that's exactly what they did. So as much as we're focusing on where his body is at, we must not forget or try to do damage control for the cops that could have saved Gabby's life. Our condolences to the family of Gabby. He might be on a, as someone said, cop said earlier today, he might be on a suicide by cop mission. Well, if that's what he really wants to do, give me a badge and a gun, and I'm not doing anything. I can stop the show any time and get back to this. They'll come back tomorrow. You give me a badge, give me a gun. So you suicide by cop. Look, I'm gonna give him what he want. We are here to serve and protect. I'm gonna knock his bitch ass off the fucking mat. He's a coward. He's a low down, trifling, insignificant coward. That's why he's running. That's why he's running. I haven't seen that. I can't say it's not true. Always since I thought they showed an image of him in the woods on World News today. I haven't seen that report. It might be there. I can't speak on it because I don't know it. But when this live ends, I will go and try to find it and look at it. We do know that, well, the other day we spent time talking to a police officer in Florida, and then we called Alabama. Alabama tried to play dumb, but like, well, yeah, I know what case you're talking about, but that happened in Florida. I said, and so if I'm calling you, then there must be somebody saying there's a possible connection to him being in Alabama. I mean, he kind of like pissed me off trying to, but that happened in Florida. No shit. Someone sent us, let's see if we hadn't verified it yet. I saw someone brought it up today on mainstream media that he may have went to Alabama. And somehow, deliberately, accidentally, got caught up in the crackheads hang out, I guess. So, but that has not been proven. That's why I brought it up. Sometimes I bring up things that hasn't been verified because I feel strongly that it's true. And the lady that she's my number one source. Every time she called, whatever she says, be the gospel. It be the gospel. So I will go and I will look for that. Now let me say this so we can get out of here. I cover everything before we go further. I think I did. R.Kelly. R.Kelly. You can hashtag free R.Kelly, hashtag free Kelly, hashtag Team Kelly until the river meets the sea. That Heaven bag him up, will not walk him out that door. It will not walk him out that door. People believe what they want to believe. They see what they want to see. Prosecutors rest. When the defense got up, when they got up, they hadn't found all of their witnesses yet. See how that number dropped when I got on R.Kelly? Bye, you got your hat, get your coat. Even the judge was upset. So why did it take you so long to get the people together? And one witness, I can't find them. They said they don't expect for their client, Kelly, to take the stand. But the judge said, at any time, if he changes his mind, then he can take the stand. And they said Kelly did a nod as to, okay, let me read you something. There was a police officer that worked for R.Kelly. You know, I'm glad you said it. And you know what? When this is over, I'm gonna go and get that. This is killing me. Sherry Jones says ginger tea and lemon is good. Thank you. After this, I'm gonna go and try to find that. This ex-Chicago cop testified that he worked for Kelly for some time. And I'm paraphrasing some of this. He says, well, during the time that you worked for Mr. Kelly, have you ever seen him engage in inappropriate touching with girls or women? No, sir. Have you ever seen R.Kelly surrounded by girls? No. That was all. He's a gentleman. Never seen him. Well, at that time, he was still a cop. Now watch this. Ooh, I got to say this real quick. Attorney at law says one thing about Black people: we are empathetic towards all races when they lose a loved one. So the cop said, I never saw anything like that. So why would because I know you lied. They proved it. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and when he met Aaliyah, we met her at the same time. I remember that. Now, here's the thing. As a police officer, you are sworn to uphold the law. He said he didn't see it because he knew he saw it, but he didn't do his job. That's a police officer. He, in my opinion, becomes part of the crime now. So you saw nothing wrong. R.Kelly paying you big bucks. You didn't see nothing. Doesn't make any earthly doubt. Sunchild says, thank you all for what you do. I wish the missing woman in Houston, Ashley Gilman, got as much social media attention as Gabby Case. It was sad. So many missing people cases are not being seen. I agree. It's what you said is truth. What you said is the gospel. That's the truth, because I may not have the money or the resources to get things together to have search for my child. And if the media don't help me, then my child just dead. My child just missing. If we're tired of the way mainstream media is reporting us, Well, there's an easy fix for that. We have to rise and saturate media, mainstream media, with black media that's going to tell you the truth about you. You will not see shootings of black people every day on a black news show. We have to show you things to let you know that we are still doing good, even if we're in the hood. But whenever they speak about us, it's always bad. Cop shoots me, cop kills me. First thing they do. Okay, I got the victim's criminal background. Yeah, he had stayed in prison for 16 years for burglary, and then he got out and went back on a parole violation, and then he went back again on assault and battery. I just don't know. I just don't know what the fuck his criminal background has to do with him being dead. I can't figure it out. Make that make sense. I'm not gonna wait because I know your game. R.Kelly is as guilty as sin. Everybody tells the same story about what he did. Everybody tells the same story. One of the main issues at the center of Kelly's trial is whether any of the women who visited his home were underage. When women would be over, men were told that worked for Kelly, don't look at these women. Don't do it. Women, don't look at these men. Don't do it. Don't do it. It is so many black women that are rooting for R. Kelly. And I think that's sad. I'm not mad at you, but I think this earth is sad. I think it's sad. You would attack them, put them down. They said this, they said that. Everybody do. Everybody do. Here's the thing. You don't care about the victims because your head is so fucked up about you and R. Kelly doing the nasty. You dare not say anything contrary to your name. And for the men who do the exact same thing, y'all got to be in love with him too, because I promise you this, there is more evidence from the prosecutors to prove that he did it than you can bring evidence to prove that he didn't do it. And you make yourself look super stupid. Your parents must be so fucking proud of you. And some of you men, boot it over and give him some. Give him some. Get on your tippy toe. Give him some. And when you come over here, that old switch shit, put it on YouTube. I done told y'all this 100 times, but I know y'all don't understand it. Some of your comments have to be approved by me before the public's here. Save your fucking time. But if you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't believe me, if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt I'm lying, why the fuck do you keep coming watching my videos? That says a lot about you. It really does. A whole lot about you. It does. R. Kelly's guilty. He's guilty. You're in love with a fictional character. Show me your evidence. Show me your proof that R. Kelly did no wrong. And I'll kiss the ground your ass walk on. I won't have to do that because You don't have that. Again, you all are going off your emotion. That's why you can't see the forest from the trees. R.Kelly not only abused women, he did to men the same way. He would dock their pay if they didn't do what they were told to do. R.Kelly Enterprise is enterprise / cult. That's what he was running. That's what he was running. And we're getting extremely close to being on verdict watch. I advise you, Team Kellys, not to listen to my live or anybody's live when that verdict come out, because you're going to be so hurt. You're going to be so disappointed. You ain't going to be able to believe it. You're going to hate the whole damn system, because you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that R.Kelly is innocent. Here's another rule that R.Kelly had for the guests that they had to follow. It was everyone was required to knock on the wall when entering a space to announce their presence. A rule that was put in place by Kelly's ex-wife, but stayed in place after the divorce. The burden of proof is on the state. And I believe the state has done, they have done an excellent job. They have. They labeled him what he is, a predator. He's a predator. But you get your third-hand information and then you run over here with it. Keep that shit over there. This is not about I love you, do you love me? This is about the law. This is about violating individuals. And that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. One report said that the offense was terrible. It was terrible. Just terrible. I guess it's hard to defend wrong when it's right in your face. You can still listen to R.Kelly music, but R.Kelly guilty. He's guilty. Every transcript in R.Kelly case is on my desk. Every one. And I've thoroughly read them. And I chopped things up during the live because we only allotted an hour. But what I'm not going to ever do is to get into a Q&A. Whatever you believe, you believe. But now watch this here. You ever had someone in your life that had been accused of committing a crime, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they didn't do it? You do it publicly. people like that, they usually don't ask that individual, did you do it? Yeah. So you're fighting for it. But if you're for justice, if you're for what's right, when some more things come out and you begin to rethink your thought, if you're honest, you'll be like, he did it. He fucking did it. He fucking did it. But when you don't, you too become part of the problem. This is not about a Me Too movement. R.Kelly was set up. Listen, R.Kelly was not set up. This is the world R.Kelly created for himself. R.Kelly is not under attack. R.Kelly is not a victim. I mean, R.Kelly is not a victim. He's a victimizer. Every woman that say he did this, he did that, every man, he did this, y'all say they lying. Everybody. I'd like for you to just prove it to me. Don't just tell me he's innocent. Don't just tell me they lying. If you don't have no proof to prove that he didn't do it, if you don't have no proof to prove that they lying, you gotta shut your goddamn mouth. Because nobody will know how stupid you are if you don't say shit. Let me think you smart. People will believe what they want to believe. People will see what they want to see. If you tell a woman her husband is cheating, he's seen it with blase, she ain't gonna believe it. Because of her, she messed up. She's programmed. When it comes to him, I see no wrong. Patricia said he was a master of his own games, of manipulating people. You know what? I'm glad you said that. Because even without touching R.Kelly, even without meeting R.Kelly, even without speaking with R.Kelly on the phone, he has methodically manipulated some of the people into believing he's innocent. A mother will not hold her child in his wrongdoing. A mother will still love her child regardless. And I said this. You all can love R.Kelly, but you got to separate him from the music. I'm a strong believer that God don't let anything sneak up on you. You may not see it now, but in God's own way, he is preparing you for what's to come. He's getting you ready. Now, whether you take heed to that or not, it's another story. But he don't let nothing sneak up. He prepares you. What's wrong with telling the truth? This country's messed up. We now condemn the right and stand for wrong. Someone says, what I don't get, always what I don't get. That's why many of the people carry their asses back home or found another job instead of putting up with his so-called behavior. Ain't that much money in the world. Always love yourself. That's the gospel. That's the gospel. And I've been saying this For a while, I'll be saying it till the day I die. I just, even like the attorney, I just want to know. And I want an honest answer. I don't want nothing bullshit or you think that I would like to hear or the public would like to hear. I want an honest answer as to why did you stay with working for Kelly that long and you knew all of this was happening because you had to drive the cars, they say. They say you booked the hotel. They say you booked the flight. They said a bag of money, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $100 bills in that bag, R.Kelly carried with him to wine and dine whoever showed up. So in between then and now, 30 years, you knew about this. You didn't sound the alarm. You didn't say shit. Well, let me say this here. I really don't want to hear what you have to say right now. Because I know why you're talking now. You're talking now because you don't want to go to jail. You didn't give a damn. You didn't give a damn about the children. You didn't give a damn about the grown-ups. You didn't give a damn about R.Kelly pimping all y'all. You didn't give a damn. You didn't give a damn about other girls being molested by Kelly over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But now you speak. But now you speak. Now you speak. And that's troubling to me. That's very troubling to me. Why are you talking now? Y'all know what they're going to say. I don't want nobody else to go through what I went through. Shut the fuck up. 25 years from give a fuck. John says, yeah, I watched the interview on Netflix. I feel like he did them girls wrong on top of it all to videotape himself peeing on a little girl. Jail or hell should be his final destination. If you don't mind, I'm going to say amen after that. I'm going to say amen. I'm going to say amen. Exactly, Sonia says, so true, Miss Scott. Scott, money was ruling their conscience. And it's sad. I like what you put there. Money was ruling their conscience. It's an old blues song. Somebody might know it. I forget the name. But in that song, he said, I made a deal with my conscience. If it didn't bother me, I wouldn't bother it. In other words, I'm caught up in doing wrong. But caught up in doing wrong, I degrade my own self. I stand in agreement with other people being tortured and humiliated and threatened. How low will you go? How low will you go? That's not a man, and that's not a woman. That's a body without a soul. R.Kelly should be down the road somewhere in a penitentiary by now. This should have been addressed years ago, but nevertheless, if you don't want somebody like R.Kelly raping your daughter, raping your niece, raping your son, raping you, then how in the hell can you be comfortable with R.Kelly doing it to somebody else? Do you not know yourself? Do you not love yourself? MS attorney at law says R.Kelly should have been taking his ass out of jail free card and sat down somewhere just like OJ, I do not feel any sorrow for him at all. I want to say this to you, SM, attorney at law. I don't either. I don't. I mean, I hate it happened to him, but as I told him the other day, R.Kelly, if he would have hated it bad enough for himself, then he might not be in this predicament. And again, this is the world that R.Kelly created. The girls didn't do it. And when you say, well, these are some hot, fast little girls, so that gave R.Kelly the right to go ahead and violate them because they was fast, hot, and horny. If some of you who support Kelly have children, God, I feel for them. I really feel for them because y'all fucked up. You get upset when someone goes against what anything about R. Kelly. If you don't like it, that don't make no damn sense. That ain't what this said. Did you read this here? Did you read that? I read more than y'all read. I read more than y'all read. Heaven backing me up. I've read more than y'all read. But y'all take something. You don't like it. That's wrong. She lied. She changed her story. Let me tell you something. There's a difference between lies and inconsistency. It happens often. And it doesn't mean because Tanya said this on Monday, then she came back next Tuesday and she said something different to what she said Monday. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that person is lying. Depending upon what situation it was in their mindset, a lot of things are not adding up. A lot of things are blocked. So make sure you know the difference between that and lies. But I'm going to tell you this here. Don't nobody have to lie to get R. Kelly convicted. I'm going to say it again. Don't nobody have to lie to get R. Kelly convicted. Don't nobody have to lie to get R. Kelly convicted because that dumb son of a bitch put it on tape. He tried to stand on his damn self. Do you think R. Kelly, the people in that federal courtroom, would be wasting big money to prosecute an innocent man? Some of y'all got to have some goddamn common sense. I'll answer for you. No! Do you not know they know this? The world is watching. His fans are watching. You know, the Free Kelly, hashtag Free Kelly, hashtag Team Kelly, hashtag I want to be a victim. Somebody said, no, Reynolds, sir, hey, sir, I really love your commentary. You keep it real, 100. I'm without you. Thank you. I thank you. That's the only way I know to do it. But keep in mind, I'm not always right, you're not always wrong. But when I stand on something, I stand on. I'm never wishy-washy. I'm not. I'm never going to tell you what you want to hear. Anybody that wants some sugar-coated shit cookies, all of you who have been here with me from day one, y'all know this is not the challenge for that. That's why we messed up now. Because we believe sugar-coated shit cookies. And somebody comes says something contrary to what you think you know about Kelly, you don't like it. You want to blast them. Well, if y'all really love R. Kelly, watch this. It's going to be a nugget. If y'all really love R. Kelly, and if y'all know R. Kelly is innocent, some of y'all need to shut the fuck up because what you're doing is not helping him at all. It ain't. It's not. If he's not guilty, you got people go, let me read this. Y'all fucking it up for him. Y'all are working harder than his attorneys. And they know the case is over. They know he lost. They know. When R. Kelly, oh God, I'm late. When R. Kelly tucked yourself in that night, that blue jacket on. I sat there at the desk. I actually cried. I did. I cried for him. Because when he walked out of the studio, R.Kelly had a look. It was almost like he had seen a ghost. R.Kelly had a look like, Lord, what's going to happen to me? And I felt bad. And I said, some people are telling some lies on Kelly. I meant that then. And I mean that today. Yes, some are lying. But let's deal with the ones that we know now. That's how we do that. Let's take in what thus says the law and put your emotions on the shelf. Put your emotions on the shelf. Queen says they're still in denial, and he got 2 more trials in Chicago and Minnesota. Killed it! Nailed it! Oh, I still like him too. So, Sonny said, I like R.Kelly and his songs. I like him too. I said it's good music. I'll tell you how I'm going to answer that, Reynolds. Reynolds Slade. If what they said in the courtroom is without a doubt under the RICO Act, they did their job. Read the law. Read the testimonies. Whatever they let it come out now. But here's what you don't do. And I got this from my sister Della. She always said we can't cherry pick things. Don't go there and read. They're going like, look at that bitch lying. Yeah, look at her. I know she's lying. Because she had sex with an attitude. See, you'll take that out. You're cherry picking shit that soothes your soul. But when it comes to the law, they don't cherry pick. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. We're talking about the law. We're not talking about emotions. Emotions don't win cases. Evidence does. R.Kelly, sex trafficking, racketeering, they didn't miss him. They didn't miss him. But if you want to get upset with anybody, I think you don't even get upset with R.Kelly. I think you should get in the closet, sit down, and cuss your damn self out for being a confused jackass. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I wonder what you be saying he was innocent if it happened to anybody on this live feed, child or relative. R.Kelly took girls across the state line. R.Kelly flew girls across the state line. What you willing to do, and I'll tell you who said that tomorrow, what you willing to do to get your career off the ground, what would you do? I was singing. I played the guitar too. What else you had in mind? Well, let me tell you this, and we're going to get out of here. Always love yourself. She says, I don't want to see no black man go to jail, but accountability is everything. I want you to, when this live is over, I want you to go somewhere and sit by yourself and have a damn meeting with yourself. Because let me tell you something. We cannot say we don't want no black man to go to jail. There's some black men that's free. They black ass need to be locked up. It's not, he said, it's not about color. It's about the law. I talked to a guy one day, damn, we got into an argument. Man, because I don't want to see nobody go to jail. I said, nobody. He don't think nobody should be in jail. That motherfucker there should be watched 24/7 because he's a nut and a criminal. I don't give a damn about blacks stealing. I done been there because I fucked up. Now, if a black fuck up, they must go to jail. We can't give them a, oh, goddamn, Black Lives Matter fan. We can't do it. We can't. I have no problem with a black man going to jail. I have no problem with a white man going to jail. You break the law, guess your ass don't drop your soap. I got to get out of here. Oh, 17 minutes old. I'll be at the Lord with tomorrow night. We will come back. Device free tweet says, you're going to lose some friends and subscribers. Tell them the truth. But just know they were seasonal in a way. Oh, God, you got me putting my shouting shoes on. You know what? And we got to go. I love what I do. I'm never going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell it the way I see it. But it's not always wrong the way I see it. It's just the way I see it. But I didn't invent this channel. I didn't go onto radio to please people. For likes on Facebook, a thumbs up on my YouTube channel. I'm about what's right. I haven't always done right, but I haven't always done wrong either. That's why you hear me say, when truth matters, come see me. Come see me. Lately, subscribers to this channel, and to God be the glory. And now we have a lot of men subscribing to this channel. To God be the glory. But I'm never concerned about the likes of those that subscribe to the channel. Naturally, we want them to do that. But I'm always concerned about one thing first, getting the truth out. I don't care about a breaking news story. Let's make sure the breaking news we release is truth. I'm not in the competition. I don't know everything. And I'll sit down and talk with anybody. It's a way to do things, and some people don't know how to debate. Maybe we should go watch the great debaters. I'm teachable until the day I die. I am. Until the day I die, I'm teachable. And I'll listen to anybody. You can come over here, and 300 people can disagree with everything that I say and what y'all believe about Kelly. We don't block them for that. We don't do that. We don't delete their comment for that. When their comments are disrespectful, that's a problem. Well, then we delete that comment and we block you. We don't block you because you said you team R.Kelly. That's your right to say that. But you when I come on this channel and disrespect me or any of my people on this, you won't do it. We're not going to do it. This is a serious issue, right? But let me tell you what's more serious than that. That our country right now is under attack. Our democracy is under attack. Trump is still shooting lies. Black men are getting killed at an alarming rate. We got the issue with the debt ceiling. There are 101 issues in this country that are of great significance to you and your family. I'll be damned if I'm gonna waste time lying to you and just talking shit, swallowing spit. This ain't Jerry Springer. This ain't Ricky Lake. We talk about R.Kelly, but R.Kelly is always last on my list as far as a show. It is. He's an issue, but he's not an issue. He's not. He's not. Life goes on. Life goes on. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. Always thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Don't forget, somebody put something in the Cash App tonight. You see that app address right there. And we will gratefully appreciate you being along. We'll be back tomorrow night. Remember, I'm not always right and you're not always wrong. We'll see you tomorrow night. Y'all have a good night. You're welcome, Sonia. Yes. Oh, no, no, no. Always love yourself first. You and I. Well, look. Well, we're on the same team. We're on the same team. You're good. You're good. We're fine. We're on the same team. We're on the same team. Now, since we're on the same team, put in that cash out. Y'all have a good night. We're gone.